What's going on, everybody? Brian here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. It is October 6, 2020. I really appreciate you being here, and let's jump into that horoscope real quick. Well, we do have the moon here in Gemini. I think we're going to be looking for stimulation. We're going to be looking for truth within our reality, within our environment. We are going to get a sextile to Chiron. I think the more we can embrace the work that we've already done, the more that we can embrace our humility in life, the better off we will be if we're just also curious and let kind of things play out. But we need to look for facts emotionally before we just dive into things, whatever may come into life today. We're going to make that square to Venus as well. So the moon's kind of in a weird place. It's going to Ceci quadrant all the Capricorn energy too. I would say with the square to Venus here, we definitely want to not get too nitpicky. I think we need to be more curious. We don't want to overanalyze things, but at the same time, we do need to make sure that everything makes sense, or it's going to feel like you might get twisted or taken in some weird direction. But I think to feel comfortable, it's like, we do need to be willing to pivot in a lot of different ways, and that'll bring you the most comfort emotionally and with, any sort of confidence that's going on right now. So something to consider. We do have the sun at 14 degrees. It's going to start pressing on Jupiter this whole week. So again, I would say that, this kind of goes to relationships and people in the life. If there's not it doesn't feel like somebody's a gift in your life right now, I feel like it's going to be brought up more and more as this gets tighter. And I think this is a big test to see who's really meant to be around you, if they actually bring you harmony. And if you, have harmony within yourself, that's kind of the key too, is are you willing to, be able to pivot emotions from one side to another just to find some balance within yourself and not be so lopsided. But we're kind of in this pressure cooker here as the sun's going to work up to an opposition with Mars, retrograde and square, make a big T-square to Jupiter and Pluto. So there's definitely this pressure that's building, I would say. And today it's about stimulating ourselves and getting our environment in line and actually, really putting things in order that makes sense and taking information for what it is, analyzing that information and making sure that there's maybe some facts to it. It might be a good day to fact check things. Whatever comes out, fact check it. Mercury at 8 degrees going to move to 9 degrees and make that opposition to Uranus with Lilith there. So I really think we got to look way outside the box here. The more stuff that just comes up, we got to go deeper and make sure that there's some truth here. Uranus can bring anything out, but it's almost like this is going to have some rebellious, even more so. Uranus is rebellious, but with Lilith there, it's man, who knows what could happen? Literally, we could be given some crazy information, and we got to figure out how we're going to merge that information with the reality that we want, with our values. And if there's a lot of pivot. I think we just have to be willing to let whatever happens, just see how it goes and try and make sense of it eternally in the best way we can. Mars, of course, is getting closer to squaring Pluto. So we have to be willing to, transform here. I feel like we might get eaten alive by whatever the game is. So there's definitely a lot of that going on. The moon is going to trine the sun later in the evening. So I think it's if you can get through, the morning of some weird stuff and be willing to stand in your humility and see the work that you've done and be proud of yourself in a way. I think there's some positivity at the end of the day where we can find some emotional, beauty and aesthetic. But it's in that environment, the more we look outside ourselves, the more weird it gets. So keep an eye out for crazy news. Make sure that things are making sense to you. If they don't make sense, definitely try to do some fact checking, I would say, on your own. Expect the unexpected for the next few days, because anything could pop with Uranus oppose Mercury, as well as, the sun, this big T-square that's it's building up right now. So as Mercury is going to go retrograde on the 13th, we get this T-square. So this Mercury retrograde, stationary retrograde, just feels intense. I think something big's going to pop out of there, and we just got to be ready for anything. I think the big thing is about the pivot today. If things come, even this week, really, it's like if things come, like you got to be willing to find the comfort emotionally in whatever, and just be willing to see other sides, and kind of be willing, be very mutable, and very changeable. Card for the day is the Death card upright. Yeah, I think that there's a major transformation going on in our reality right now, especially with governments and what we give power to, and we have to be willing to make our environment beautiful, I would say, more than anything. But that's going to help everything, is the more we stop, I guess, holding on to what's dying and like grab on to what's beautiful and makes the most sense in your life. That would probably be like the best thing to do. But it's going to feel weird, I would say, in the morning. There's a lot going on, but the more comfortable we can be in our environment, the more stimulated we are emotionally, especially with relationships. If relationships aren't stimulating, or they don't feel like a gift that's meant for you, I think there's going to be weird stuff going on there. So, I wish you guys the best. I would say make your environment everything right now. Make that your main focus. Make sure you're comfortable there. If you are, you're going to be good. If you're looking for drama out in the world, you'll probably find it also. So there will be no shortage of that. I wish you all the best. Sending you all my love. And I will see you mañana. Peace.